Well, artificial intelligence is here to stay. That's according to LinkedIn, which this morning has published an annual list of jobs on the rise. And look, to no one's surprise, the fastest growing roles are all AI related.
Joining us now live in studio to discuss is Chief Futurist at Think Tank, Dr. Ben Hammer. This shows a huge turning point. Did you see AI jobs accelerating this fast?
Yeah, look, I think this is kind of the point where we've gone from talking about it to now from like a jobs and economic sense, we're seeing it happen. So if we look back in history, right, any technology that we've ever seen, it tends to come with some level of job loss because, we can do things better, cheaper, faster. But then you also see that it creates a whole heap of new jobs as well. And then this is the data that shows that that's what's playing out with AI too.
All right, so run us through some of the jobs on the list. What are some of the jobs on the rise?
So the biggest one is an AI engineer. These are the guys who are actually doing the doing. They're building the tools and apps and everything that we're using. But then you've got some other ones on there like a chief risk officer. They're dealing with a lot of the risks that are now coming out because of AI, stuff that we can't even predict. And then something on there that you might not sort of be as familiar with is like an organisational development manager. So a few buzzwords, but these are the people in organisations that think about the skills that we need to do our work. And because AI is changing work so significantly, the skills we need to do our work as well are on the rise and they're shifting. And so organisations are really challenged by this.
So those jobs that are going up the list, does that mean their salaries are also increasing commensurately?
Yeah, so if you go to somewhere like the US, right, say Silicon Valley, you've got places like Meta and OpenAI, that's the parent company for ChatGPT. They're literally paying people $500 million to go and work for them and help really develop the next gen AI. So not here in Australia, as you can see there, not so much, but what we can see is that AI roles command a lot more in terms of salary, but then also people who know how to use AI. So a lot of the chat tends to be, the robots coming to take our jobs. It's actually more that, it's not the AI replacing humans, it's humans that know how to use AI. They're going to replace the ones that don't. And so if you can upskill yourself in AI, you are going to be able to be in a position to ask for more money.
And we're probably reaching that point where if you're not across AI and don't know how to utilise it, you're going to be left behind in the job market?
Yeah, and so it's definitely one of those things that, you can't just sit back and wait for this passing trend or fad to move away. It's definitely not something that's going anywhere. We have to make sure that we're, getting on board, that we're leaning in, we're having a crack, and we're trying to build our skills when it comes to using AI, not just at work, but also in life as well.
Joel and I both have young kids, and you start to worry about what their future looks like. You know that the job market's going to change so much in the next 20 years. My 7-year-old wants to be Taylor Swift. I keep telling her that's probably not that viable given her singing voice. But should we be steering our kids? She's not watching at this
Good
point.
morning
I love
to
you,
you.
Frankie. You've got many other skills. But should I be encouraging her, saying, "Hey, what about AI engineer?" Like, I don't know how to try and sex up a job like that to make it sound interesting to our kids.
Yeah, so like one of the challenges at the moment, right, is if you go at kids who are in primary school today, so over 60% of them are going to work in jobs that don't currently exist. And that's the reality. So we can't necessarily predict what kids are going to be going into. Will an AI engineer even be a role when she goes into the workforce? Probably not. And so this is where I often say when I'm talking to kids, just do what makes you happy. At the end of the day, do what makes you happy because that's what you're going to be interested in. That's where you're going to put a lot of your time and passion and energy. And then just roll with the punches. So focus more on the skills that you collect along the way rather than a specific job title that you're aiming for because it's probably going to change and shift.
A question I often get asked and ask myself internally, do we see a future where news presenters are AI? I mean, you see videos online where it's
Maybe we
a digital presence. Are we out of a job?
I can confirm that you guys are not real people in front of me.
The skin is too flawless, the delivery...
Oh, look, I would say, because honestly, everyone asks the question, though, they're like, will I have a job at the end of it? I mean, I would say if AI is coming for your job anytime soon, then you wouldn't be a great news presenter. So I think you guys are probably fine.
Thank you, Dr. Ben Hammer.
I'll hold you to that. Thank you, mate.